OK, Shamima Begum, should she be allowed to return to Britain? We're taking your calls. The former East London schoolgirl left the UK to join the Islamic State in 2015 and was found 4 years later in a Syrian refugee camp before having her British citizenship revoked. A counterterrorism review has now urged the government to change its mind and allow her back into Britain, and says the current policy of leaving her in a state of limbo in a Syrian detention camp was unsustainable and inhumane. The review claims there are around 50 to 70 similar individuals who should all be returned to the UK. So this could be the start of something if it happens. Do you want this to happen?
No, I don't. I really don't. In 2019, when Sanjay Javid revoked her British citizenship, he did it and he said, if you have seen the things that I have seen, you would not want her anywhere near your country. In my view, she should have been done for treason. The fact she's still in this Syrian Guantanamo Bay, as it's been cusped, and she gets money from family and friends and charities. She goes for massages. She does everything. And whilst I think it's tragic what her life has been, there was an element of choice there. I don't think there was much coercion. She had 3 live babies. Unfortunately, every single one of those children have died. She married a Dutch guy who converted to Islam, who she's now separated from. I don't think Britain have got any ties to her at all, because she certainly didn't have any ties to us.
Even if you're tried, you think, go back to the Second World War. OK, Lord Haw was tried for treason and he was hanged, as it happens, but he didn't have his citizenship taken. That's the really big thing.
No, we just
passport taken.
Yeah, we've just started to try and dump our problems on the rest of the world. If there's any evidence against her, let's see it. Let's prosecute her and punish her. But look, she is a British 15-year-old schoolgirl who, with 2 others, were groomed, and they went to Syria. If she'd gone to Sunderland or Swansea or Stirling, we wouldn't be having this discussion. We'd probably be saying she has to be helped. I suspect we wouldn't be having this discussion if she'd gone to Spain or Sweden rather than Syria. I don't think we'd be having this discussion if she was called Charlotte Windsor and was a posh white middle-class girl. She's become a poster girl. She's become a poster girl for a lot of people who don't like Muslims. That's what's happened. Now, in Syria, hundreds of other people went from Britain and they've been allowed to return. Look, her husband that she married when she was out there, and she was groomed, the other 2 girls were killed out there, he's back in Holland because Holland realises it can't dump its problems on Syria, where in the Kurdish area.
Someone discovered
Trump says take them back. Trump has taken Americans back.
That's it. So go on.
This is why it's been started, because Sebastian Gorka came out and said, if you're an ally of the States, take in your responsibility. But the fact is she's not, because she had her citizenship removed.
Shouldn't have had it removed. She's our problem.
Bangladesh, where her parents were born and from, there was some tie to her having Bangladesh citizenship. Bangladesh have said if she comes anywhere near us, she'll get the death penalty.
She can't. We've left her stateless, and she can't be Bangladesh. She was born in Britain. She is British.
You know, when her citizenship was removed, you cannot do that under international law to make someone stateless.
She's
you cannot
British.
do that.
Well, that's what's happened, though, isn't it?
Well,
yes, it has been removed.
No, because when he did it, he was told, and he said, she can either be because of the
Bangladesh connection
or the Bangladesh connection.
I see. Gosh, OK. So she could be an EU citizen for all we know. Deed is in Manchester. Deed, hello.
Hi.
Do you think she should come back here?
Absolutely not.
Tell us why.
Who said she was groomed? How do we know that? She went on her own accord.
Well, she's 15, so in a way, I think in law...
Yeah.
Go on.
I think even Sajid Javid would admit she was groomed because she was watching online videos with her friends. They got caught up in some terrible excitement over this cult in Syria, ISIS, which is a death cult. So I think it's accepted she was groomed. She was 15 and a schoolgirl with the others. You may not want her to come back, but don't challenge whether she was groomed. She was
groomed. Go and come back at Kevin. What do you think?
I will challenge what you said. If they would have won the war, would she still wanted to come back?
Yeah, but that doesn't...
If ISIS had won the war, the stuff that I think the mistake she made, not the biggest mistake, but she was discovered by a brilliant journalist called Anthony Lloyd.
Yeah.
And she gave an interview where she sort of said everything, including, I think, people had been beheaded and she'd seen that and whatnot. And people suddenly realised, Deed, the extent of her complicity with it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And Kevin, she wasn't 15 then.
No,
She was 16.
But Deed can't challenge the grooming because you were wrong, Deed, on that. On the question of, you're right. She was caught up in it, and she didn't fully repent when she was interviewed. I get that. But anybody who's gone into a cult of whatever nature, religious, military, whatever it is, sex, they don't immediately see what they are in. And I think it's a reasonable question from Deed. If that cult had managed to rule successfully, would she have gone on a different course?
Do you think she's still a danger?
She might have, but it didn't, and she hasn't, and she is British. She was a 15-year-old schoolgirl.
The truth is, no one knows if she's still a danger or not. And, but the truth also is she's not a British citizen.
OK, Deed, thank you. Jill in Cornwall, do you think she should come back?
Well, under the circumstances, it's a bit hypocritical to say, no, she can't come back in when we're allowing so many people to float in that we know nothing about at all. And these people are being fed, kept in nice hotels, given phones, you name it. And some of them could be worse than she is.
So, I mean, you raise a good point. It's not impossible, and this will be the story of the year, that she comes in on a boat. And then what will we do?
I mean,
we'll lead on that.
That would be the alternative, wouldn't it? To sort of say, go and get yourself onto a boat and float in. You'll be all right then.
Yeah, and then she'll have to break into a prison as well, which is the new thing. But I don't know whether it's unfair to take her passport away, Jill. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yes. I mean, I just feel that how can we say she can't come in, being the type of person that she is, when this government is doing nothing about the people that are coming in that we know nothing about? Yeah, but
it's always difficult linking things. You can't. Two wrongs don't make a right, Jill. So you can't.
I know.
Yeah. So because one bad thing is happening over here doesn't mean we can justify a bad thing happening over there.
Well, I know, but it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, you're right,
if the situation hadn't have been so bad for this country as regards to the amount of people that we've let in that we know nothing about at all, if that hadn't happened, I would have said, no, she shouldn't be allowed in. Okay. We've got rules and we should follow
one more
them.
Doesn't make a difference. I mean, thank you. That is quite an interesting argument. The things are such chaos. She's the only person who can't get into the country.
Yeah. It's not an argument.
It's a strange argument.
Actually, there's a lot of people can't get into the country because they can't get visas. There's not, relatively small numbers on boats. I know it's an issue, but it was an interesting point you made about Law Ho in the Second World War. I didn't say, just wash our hands with him. There's a lot of people in foreign jails, Brits who go and commit crime, some of them terrible rape, murder, and so on. We take them back.
Yeah. There was a guy who, I think recently, amazingly, he'd gone to, he was a paedophile who went to Thailand and managed to do about 25 years. Mm-hmm. And, what are we doing? We're looking all over the world. In the end, AI is scanning everything that's uploaded. He's got a little mole on his face. They match it. And what do? They bring him back.
He's still a British citizen. That's the difference.
OK. Yes, they haven't taken his passport. Yep. But you could say to him, look, we don't want you anywhere near Britain. We'll take your passport. It's just it's a really unusual case. I think I might have a primal fear of someone saying you no longer have a passport. I think it's a bone-shaking thing to happen.
Don't you think, because it doesn't happen that much, then what she was accused of or what they saw was so grave?
No.
And basically being an enemy combatant. Because he might have, in the end, ended up firing on a British soldier.
If she did, let's see the evidence.
She didn't, as far as I know.
Prosecute her and punish her for it.
Okay.
I don't say roll out the red carpet, although, in truth, she might be useful down the line if she's de-radicalised and sees the error of her ways and stopping other people for falling for it and ruining their lives.
Do you want to see her being shuttled around schools? I don't think
she might want to be baptised and then get in then.
If she... I think there's any evidence
that later as well. Yeah. Andy in Dorset, hi.
Yeah, hi, Jeremy. Hi, panel. Thanks for having me on. So originally I would have been totally against this idea. I'm ex-services. I fought in Afghanistan. I've been to Iraq and a few other places in between. And the idea of this lady coming back to the UK would be abhorrent for me. However, I've taken a step back and I've thought about this whenever it comes up in the news. And I think once she was groomed and she was radicalised and she was brainwashed, she was a young lady. I'm not excusing anything she did whatsoever. But, if you go back to other conflicts, Northern Ireland, the Good Friday Agreement, we let people go that had fought against us and killed British citizens. We're now in talks with the Taliban as well.
Yes, that's true. I mean, we had the guy, the new leader of Syria was in the White House yesterday. He was on a banned list a year ago. Trump was trying to sell him some perfume from the Trump gift shop.
Yeah,
I mean, sorry, but that was...
But
things change, you're right.
Sorry, yeah, and could I also say, I do think there's some prudence there. If you could bring her back, maybe, yes, she would have to do a prison sentence, but two, when you're talking about could she make her own way back, we've got really good security services here, so we could watch her. And also, if you could de-radicalise her, if you could use her as a symbol or a message of this is not the way you want to go, I think some good could come out of it. I'm not excusing anything she's done, but I think some good could come out of it. And if you look, like I said, at other conflicts, well, we have gone, right, them conflicts are done now. Whether you're a combatant or not, we are moving on.
Yeah.
And, as abhorrent as that used to be to me, I'm now looking at it from a different angle and going, do you know what? She was a young lady, brainwashed, radicalised, taken from her family. Yes, she may have been involved in horrible things,
right,
but the conflict's horrible. Okay,
Andy, thanks. And it's, coming from a veteran, that carries extra weight. Thank you. Caroline in London, hi.
Hello. Yes, I think she should be brought back. I'm looking at it from a teacher's point of view. You have to look at the bigger picture. You have to wonder why a British citizen feels so detached from the country that she's living in to want to join such a radical organisation. And I also agree with the gentleman on the panel.
Kevin,
yes, I agree with Kevin. I often listen to Kevin when he's on your panel, and I agree with 95% of what he says. I believe that the Muslim element is the number one riding factor as to why they don't want her to come back.
Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you.
Is a fact.
I hadn't really heard that mentioned as explicitly as Kevin did earlier. That's really interesting. Thank you, Caroline, and all our callers. Later, it's the papers and everything else. We'll look at Robert Jenrick's latest investigation. He's going after tool thieves at car boot sales. What about this, Clare? He's going to a place where there are lots of tools.
Well, funny that, isn't it? And some of them in the car boot sale don't even have names on them. Yeah, funny. There's lots of tools there.
I hear you. After the break, we're asking if all pupils should be made to perform Shakespeare. Is it something they should learn? We should all learn as children. 020 7862 2222. See you shortly.